Last video we saw about morphology and clinical manifestation of Pseudomonas. This video we will see about symptoms, laboratory diagnosis and treatment. First one is symptoms. Blood. A bacterial infection of blood is called as bacteremia. We already know bacterial infection of blood is called as bacteremia. A blood infection is one of the most severe infection caused by Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Blood infection is one of the most severe infection caused by Pseudomonas aeruginosa. The symptoms are fever, chills, fatigue, muscle and joint pain. It can also cause low blood pressure known as hemodynamic shock. So it causes low blood pressure, low PP. So it is called as hemodynamic shock. It leads to failure of other organs including heart, kidney and liver. This bacteria enter to the blood. Its name is called as bacteremia. It causes severe blood infection. Symptoms including fever, chills, fatigue, muscle and joint pain. It also causes low blood pressure. That name is called as hemodynamic shock. It leads to failure of other organ, example heart, kidney and liver. Second one is lungs. Infection of the lungs is known as pneumonia. So it causes infection in lungs also. It causes pneumonia. Symptoms: chills, fever, cough with or without sputum. One more important thing, difficult to breathing. So what are the symptoms it will cause? Chills, fever, cough with or without sputum, difficult to breathe. It causes lung infection, name is called as pneumonia. Third one is skin infection. When this bacterium infect the skin, it most often affected these hair follicles. So it affected skin as well as hair follicles. What are the symptoms it will cause? Redness of the skin, abscess formation of the skin and draining wound. It causes skin infection. It also affected hair follicles. What are the symptoms? Redness of the skin and abscess formation of skin. Then it causes cutaneous infection seen in immunocompromised and burnt patient. That condition name is called as eczema gangrenosum. It causes cutaneous infection in immunocompromised patient as well as burnt patient. It causes ear infection also, and external ear canal infection may sometimes be caused by Pseudomonas and result in swimmer's ear. Symptoms including swelling, ear pain, itching inside the ear, discharge from the ears and difficult to hearing. So ear infection, it mainly affected external ear canal. As a result, it causing swimmer ears. Symptoms including swelling, ear pain, itching inside ear, discharges from the ear, difficult to hearing. Then eye infection also it will cause. Then laboratory diagnosis. What are the specimen we will collect based on that site of infection? We will collect that sample specimens. Wound incharge, sputum, blood, urine and CSF. Based on the site we will collect that sample. Wound discharges, sputum, blood sample, urine sample and CSF. Then laboratory diagnosis. Identification on the basic of it is gram morphology, gram staining, inability to ferment lactose because lacking of lactose, colorless colony, positive oxidase reaction. It also be known as it produced a fruity odor and it is ability to grow at 42 degrees Celsius. Based on that only we will confirm that organism. How we will confirm, how we will identify that organism? Based on the gram staining, inability to ferment lactose, oxidase reaction, then it produced fruity odor and inability to grow 40. It have ability to grow at 42 degrees Celsius. We already saw it can grow even 42 degrees Celsius. Ability to grow at 42 degrees Celsius. Fluorescent microscopy. Fluorescence under ultraviolet radiation helps in early identification of Pseudomonas aeruginosa colonies and also useful in presence of the wound. So blood agar we already know it is produced grayish colony, beta hemolytic colony. In centromide agar it will produce bluish greenish blue colonies. So identification based on the gram morphology, then inability to ferment lactose, positive oxidase reaction, fruity odor, and it have ability to grow at 42 degrees Celsius. Fluorescent under ultraviolet radiation help for early identification of Pseudomonas aeruginosa colony. In the presence of wound sample, blood agar we already know it will produce grayish colony color, beta hemolytic colony. Then biochemical reaction, indole test negative, methyl test negative, VP negative, citrate only positive, urease negative. So what are the test negative? Indole, MRVP, methyl red and Voges Prescar, and urease all the test negative, only citrate only positive. Then preventive method, Pseudomonas we already know it normally presented in soil, water, vegetation and can be isolated from skin, throat and stool of healthy person. Okay, so it is a normal flora. Spread via contaminated sterile equipment and cross contamination of patient by medical personal way only it will transmit. So normally presented in the soil, water and can be isolated in skin, throat, stool of healthy person. How it will spread? Through contaminated sterile equipment and cross contamination of the hospital patient. Many strains are susceptible to gentamicin, tobramycin, glucidine and ambicacin. Combination of gentamicin and benzylin is frequently used to treat severe Pseudomonas infection, especially patient in leukopenia. So many strains are susceptible to gentamicin, tobramycin, glucidine and ambicacin. Combination of gentamicin and carbenzylin is frequently used to treat Pseudomonas infection, especially in patient with leukopenia. That's all about Pseudomonas aeruginosa.